You guys find yourselves strapped into the crash seats on a orbit surface shuttle currently headed towards the planet Skrine. You know that this is your first troop deployment, but you haven't been told much else other than to expect resistance once you're on the ground. When you were given this information, the private that passed it along also let you know that you were to expect green skin contact on the ground, which, as you guys know, is kind of your specialty. As you sit in the hold of this transport shuttle, the commissars, there's a few commissars walking the aisles, slowly pacing back and forth. There's occasional coughs and other sounds of the 100 or so men that fill this hold. There's about 50 on the upper level where you guys are stationed, about another 50 below you. And about, I want to say about 10 commissars total, 5 for each level. They stalk through the aisles, holding onto handholds and other such things as they are bumped and jostled by the forces of re-entry. And you can also hear on some of your guardsmen's lips silent prayers of protection to the Emperor as the ship makes its way through the atmosphere. Real quick, nobody has any heavy weapons, right?
I do not believe so, no.
Okay.
You're running your medic?
Yeah.
And what you just running with the last gun, aren't you, Roha?
He's been issued a lasgun, but I think he also has some other weapons that he gets issued as a tech priest.
Okay, he's got nothing heavy on a tech priest, right?
No, at least not starting.
No, then we're like...
So,
we're fresh for the grinder, let's go.
Sergeant, to your left is your medic Elric, and to your right is a red-robed, hooded figure that you've come to know as Tech Brother Rojas.
So Varys he's been around servitors and whatnot during his drilling, but he's not been around too many of this type of character before. So he's quite curious, and as a twitchy character, he's sending over glances, but he's definitely leaning a little bit more towards the medic of the more fleshy variety, that's for sure.
Alright, Rojas, can you give me... Let me see here, hang on. Pardon, sir? No, you're good. I'm checking the notes. The whine of the engines and the roar of atmosphere against the outside of your hull makes it almost impossible to carry on a conversation. You'd have to shout just to be heard to the person next to you. And this is a general address for everybody, not just for Rojas.
Gives Varys a little bit of comfort. He's not sure what the fuck he'd talk about to the Mechanicus priest.
You guys are geared up. You've got your standard armor on, and your weapons are locked into place next to you. Easily accessible, just making sure they don't fly around the cabin during the turbulent re-entry. Your squad, Sergeant, was the last one to enter the transport vehicle, or the transport shuttle, I should say, and thus are closest to the landing gantry, at least on the upper level. So it's a short ladder climb down, and you're there at the assault ramp. And like I said previously, you know you're being assigned near the front lines. You know that it's rumored that you're going up against greenskins, but you have nothing in terms of, say, count or size or even tech level for them.
Have we been told, or will we be told rather, what the situation is, or are we just getting told we're deploying here, this is what's happening?
You've more or less just been instructed that you're to land and secure the LZ, but you haven't been given anything else beyond that. Enter further into the further into the atmosphere, the roar suddenly stops, and you can feel as the air around the ship suddenly bites into its not so aerodynamic frame, and the whole ship begins to shake and rattle as its engines punch its way through the atmosphere as opposed to cutting through it. Suddenly there is, without warning, a couple tight maneuvers, and you can hear through the armored hull distant explosions as the pilot begins taking evasive maneuvers, or at least what you're assuming are evasive maneuvers. As the loose bits of equipment, stuff that wasn't tied down as well as it should have been, start to fall off of packs and off of racks as the entire interior of the shuttle is shaken and thrown about. However, throughout the whole of these evasive maneuvers, you can feel that your pitch hasn't really changed. You're still diving towards the surface. Let me see here. So as your descent continues, you can hear shrapnel bouncing off the outside of the hull, and you feel what you assume must have been one or two glancing hits as there's a sudden thump and the screech of metal as the armor plas absorbs the impact of the round. Suddenly, there is a voice, a mumbling kind of voice that crackles to life over the intercom in the troop hold. Can everyone give me a difficult awareness test? It's a -10 awareness test.
The fuck is awareness on this list?
Well, it's alphabetical, so it should be A.
I got it. Fuck you.
I think I passed, but we're rolling. You want your skill to be lower than what, or higher than what you rolled, right?
If you just click awareness, it'll roll it for you.
So on the character sheet list, if you click awareness, and then when the modifier pops up, just put in a -10.
It's too much work. I'm just gonna do it by hand. No, I passed. I got a 7.
That's you there.
No, hang on. Elric, did you roll?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, rolled a 7. It's that last D100 right there.
Okay.
So I passed.
It just came in different. So, Elric, you're able to hear through the crackling speakers and static and the roar of the engines, the pilots announcing that they're entering a hot landing zone. Greenskins are currently attacking the depot's spaceport. All squads should be prepared to engage in combat immediately upon disembarking. Landing should be in less than 10 minutes. But as you glance around, you realize you're one of the few people in the hold who actually heard that announcement. You're fairly certain no one else has any idea what's going on.
Varys is staring off at the same spot he has been the entire time, completely.
Me and Varys are next to each other, correct?
Yes, he is to your right, and he is to the left of the Cogboy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot your name. Sorry, Rojas. That's the name I'm looking for.
Yeah, Ross, you need to think or roll up a name in game real quick.
I don't have a problem with Rojas as his name. I mean, he is a tech priest. They got weird names, bro.
This is true.
Okay, then I guess I tap, Elric taps Varys on the shoulder, basically tells him about the announcement, and tells him to tell, Rojas as well.
I guess Varys taps this strange mechanoid type creature on the shoulder and informs him of the announcement as well. 5 minutes out, lad. 5 minutes and we'll be down on ground.
Affirmative.
So, several more minutes pass, and you can still hear what sounds like frag and flak shells detonating outside the hull of the ship. It is not a very smooth ride, and in fact, several guardsmen have already vomited from all of the turbulence and jerking around that is going on as the ship makes its way down through enemy fire. Let me see here.
Feels a bit like we're flying through fire to get to hell.
Everybody's, out of curiosity, everyone's remaining strapped into their seats, right?
Oh yeah. If I wasn't strapped in, Varys's knuckles would definitely whiten. We'd do enough to hold them in place anyway.
Okay. As you begin your final descent, the warning lights inside, or the lighting inside the troop hold, changes from sort of a dull yellow, something just for regular vision, to a bright red, indicating that you guys are getting ready to the approach. However, as the commissars begin headed to their own crash seats, a massive explosion rocks the entire shuttle as something has exploded outside the vehicle. You suddenly hear sort of a grinding, whining noise, and the ship pitches nose first, a lot more extreme than it had up until now. And you can hear lots of confused shouting and cursing from all of the guardsmen in the vehicle. Sergeant, give me... Let me see your character sheet here.
My perfectly average character sheet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Apart from that fellowship and toughness, I'm a tough cookie.
Okay, I'm just looking at all of this. Okay, I'm not going to ask for any rolls for this. There is a horrific sounding crunch, and the entire hold of the ship goes black as it impacts with the surface. A few minutes of shock with your ears ringing and your vision swimming, even for the tech priest and his cybernetically enhanced body, leaves you all stunned for a moment, and suddenly you hear the ping sound of small arms fire impacting on one side of the shuttle. One of the commissars moves over to Sergeant Varys and almost just rips him out of his crash seat. You can see that this man is missing one of his arms below the left elbow, and it's freshly bleeding. He goes, "Sergeant, get us out of here!" And he almost throws you towards the landing ramp.
Sergeant crumples the second he's throwing, coughing. Sort of under his breath, sort of, "On your feet, Atian!" Sort of pulling himself back up and towards the land. "We've made landfall, get on your fucking feet!"
Affirmative.
So you can't see much except for the lights of the ramp control panel, fortunately. However, you do manage to fumble for it and get the ramp open. Contrary to standard behavior, the ramp opens to an open sky, over which you see a few more shuttles coming in to make a landing. Yours seems to be the only one that took a direct hit on the way in. Everyone else seems to be making it to the spaceport not far from where you currently are.
Okay. And so are they taking it the ship's kind of nose down if it's opening to the sky?
Correct. It has nosed down into the ground. The pilot did his best, but his best unfortunately wasn't good enough.
Now, Varys, although he's been through training, he's still green as a sergeant. So looking kind of confused, he's kind of looking back towards the commissar as you can see him now because the light's coming in. And he just says, "Sir."
So the commissar, who is a giant burly man with a killer mutton stash, missing his arm below the left, pulls his bolt pistol from its holster and clambers sort of up the ramp. So if you could imagine, the ship itself's at a 45-degree angle into the dirt, and the ramp has sort of created a level platform, like parallel with the ground. So he gets up on top of the ramp where he's now standing flat, and basically shouts, "Come on, men, we have to secure the LZ," and leaps off the side, and you can hear his bolt pistol start firing as he begins to engage targets out of sight.
Well, fuck. Okay, Varys stands up awkwardly on the ramp and looks back to the rest of... how many people have we got with us, like, in general? It's like around about 200, isn't it?
There's about 100 in this shuttle.
Okay. Oh, fuck. You heard the man, lads. Let's fucking go! He jumps off the edge.
Okay, can... Elric, what do you do?
What was that?
What do you do?
I guess I just kind of follow everyone else, staying kind of in the middle, you know?
More gust away.
Medic, you don't want to get shot right away. It's don't do much to anyone.
So, and Rojas, I'm assuming you also file out. I mean, at this point, there are dead guardsmen. There are sort of the injured from the crash, who are all sort of. It's just chaos inside that drop shuttle at the moment. You guys are spared the worst of it because you were closest to the doors. Meaning you weren't sort of in the thick of it with everyone else?
Affirmative.
Are you just going to file out with the sergeant?
Correct. Battle
Awesome.
dictates must secure area.
God damn it, Roaz.
Alright, can Sergeant, beginning with you, can you give me a plus 20 awareness test?
I can. There you go. Huzzah, I passed a roll. Well, I got a plus 20, but I rolled an 18. Oh no, it works, yeah.
Do I submit mine as well, right?
Yes, I need that test from everybody.
It's a plus 20 awareness.
Yeah, plus awareness and modifiers plus 20, correct?
Yeah.
Elric, it's an awareness test, bud, not a perception.
It's an awareness based.
No, it's literally the awareness. There's a awareness skill just to the right of all the characteristics. There you go.
Alright, so Sergeant, as you disembark, you can see that the forces that are already here are heavily engaged with an orc assault. You've landed about 300 meters from the very first landing post at the spaceport, and there is not much cover here. You're basically in an open clearing that are surrounded by walls that are currently being defended by another guardsman unit.
Sort of planet,
However,
what sort of planet is it? Just out of curiosity, is it a green planet, rocky, or arid? Or...
Oh, it's a jungle. It's a tropical jungle planet.
Oh, nice. And are we like in the thick of the forestry at the moment, or are we in a oh, you said open clearing. My bad. Never mind.
So yeah, you are the base that you've landed at is in the thick of the forest, but they've had to clear and maintain this area as a supply depot and as a spaceport. Rojas, can you give me a plus 10 tech use check?
Plus 10 tech use.
The very bottom, under operate.
Got it.
Christ, man, you were rolling like shit today.
Good evening, guys.
Hi, Chuck.
Hey.
Oh, good, Chaplain. You made it just in time.
We're literally just deployed. We're literally just jumping off of the ramp now. You've come literally just in time.
Ha!
What character have you got again, Chaplain?
I've got
What was your first? What was your first one you rolled?
1d100 divided by... Okay.
Well, chap.
The heavy weapon.
Oh, heavy
So,
weapon. Yes.
Yeah.
We've got a fucking heavy gunner.
Rojas, part of your problem is you haven't set up your skills yet. I didn't realize that, so that's why you're rolling like shit. So I'm actually going to give this one to you because I think it's a fun and important plot point. The last remaining engine on the right side of this shuttle is currently on fire. And your tech background lets you know that if it's not taken care of soon, very quickly, it could explode and destroy the rest of the shuttle and the men inside.
Affirmative.
So, Varys, what is going to be... You're on the ground. What is going to be your first action?
I've got very few quick questions. What is the commissar doing? Or can I still see him?
Yeah, so he has jumped down and he is currently... you see, now that he's out in the light of day, as it were, you can see there's an emergency tourniquet around the lower part of his left arm that is staunching the flow of blood. And he has currently got 1 foot up on the side of this sort of impact crater created by this crashing shuttle. And he is currently snapping off bolt pistol rounds towards a incoming group of Gretchen and a couple orcs.
Can I see any other units apart from these Gretchen and orcs on the obvious vicinity from the... On my way down, did I see anything from the vantage as well, I should say?
Yeah, so you can see that there are guardsmen of a regiment you're not familiar with that are currently manning the walls for this place, as well as further along your regiment, the ones that made it to the spaceport, are currently disembarking and are making their way to the walls to help assist the beleaguered defenders.
No, are we outside the walls, I assume?
No, you are just inside the walls. However, when you look back, you can see that your descent has actually punched a fairly large hole into the southernmost fortification, and that is where the Gretchen and the couple of orcs have discovered and are making their way through now.
No shit. So, Chaplain, get this. We have a fortification being assaulted by orcs, and there's a breach in the wall. We had a little plan for this, remember? We set up over the space of like... Oh no, were you even in that play session? Ice was at least there. Anyway, yeah, I digress. So the sergeant landing moves to back up the commissar. He's going straight towards cover. He's learned his mistakes and he's following his train. And he's going to basically assume position at his side and start putting out fire towards the orcs, waiting for more bodies to get outside. Because at the moment, he feels like he can't really do anything until he's got more of his men around him. And he's looking to him. He's quite scared of the commissar. He wants to make sure the commissar sees him do his duty.
Okay, Elric, what do you do?
Is the commissar being like tended by anyone, or is he like perfectly fine? It was just like a small scratch.
He seems to have applied the emergency tourniquet himself and is currently too focused on his firing and trying to do what he can to secure the LZ to really pay much attention to his wounds.
This is something I've never thought about before.
What?
How does an Imperial Guard medic approach a commissar and try to apply aid? Like, how do you approach someone whose basically job is to kill people like you who are running away in the middle of a fight, and he's all pumped up and be like, yo dude, your arm's bleeding. So I'm going to be interested to see how this plays out.
I'm gonna go up to him, basically just see if he needs any medical attention or if he's good.
You want to give me a Medicaid test?
Sure. On the skill, I think I have something that gives me +10 to it. So.
It's probably your med kit.
Well, no, I have like a master
Oh, okay.
Chirurgeon,
yeah.
Yeah. I think I already added that, or I don't know. Where's Medicaid?
Okay, you can see that he has correctly applied the emergency tourniquet and is currently at no risk of dropping dead in the next 20 or 30 minutes.
Okay, well then I just head over and start making my way towards Ferris. Set up there.
Awesome. Rojas, what are you going to be doing?
I will be repairing such things.
You're going to go and try to fix the engine?
Yes,
I'm going to be repairing
the
such
machine's
things.
spirit is angry.
Can you give me... let me set this up. Hang on. What is your current tech use? Do you know?
Oh, I just had a checkpoint in the first box.
Yeah, I did that. Okay, let me... Because I don't know everything about your character. Let me see what I want to do with this.
Rojas, for using your character sheet, you might fill it in.
Well, let's cut him some slack, because he did it in like 20 minutes. So
oh yeah,
we're gonna...
I'm with full amount of slack, by all means, like with all the slack in the world. Fill in your character sheet.
I'm actually going to roll for you on this one.
Sure.
Okay, as you head over to the... I'm just going to have you give me intelligence rolls with a modifier. As you are... see, hang on. That's... I'm having some issues with that roll. Because if you... You know what? Fuck it. Hang on.
The D100 was 15.
Jesus. All right. So as you approach the engine, we're gonna have to unfuck your character sheet later. As you approach the engine, you realize that you need to isolate the fuel from continuing to dump basically into this damaged engine drive. So you start tearing paneling away, trying to get at the valuable internals. Chaplain, why don't you go ahead and pull yourself from the wreckage and let me know what you're going to be doing.
You there, Chap?
Yeah. Do we need a test for that? Pulling ourselves from the wreckage, or?
No, in the interest of expediency.
Okay.
So what happened is, instead of the sort of somewhat smooth crash landing you experienced before, this one just kind of nosed in. So you guys were actually shot down not far from the LZ. You're within the walls, but sort of in an open field. And there are men streaming out of the assault ramp and then making sort of a short jump to the ground. And actually, unfortunately, I have to pause real quick. I will be right back.
Yeah, basically we came down, landed, and fumbled out, and that's where you've joined in. We don't really know much about the deployment apart from it's against orcs, or we're expecting to find orcs, which is, as you know, our thing.
Well, I think me and my buddy are gonna assist everyone else out and keep ourselves posted in the doorway. Setting up the heavy bolter there would be the best spot.
We were last in the transport, so we've
okay.
got like about 100 people behind us pushing out. I've made it, or the commissar jump out before everyone else, so I followed him, and he's basically on the up on the edge of the impact crater, shooting at some orc and Gretchen that are heading towards us. I basically moved Varus out beside the commissar, so the commissar could see Varus doing his duty, and Varus is scared of commissars, and yeah, that's where I am, and what the fuck's his name? Elric, that's what it is. Elric came up beside me. I'm not sure what Rojas' character is doing. I know he's inspecting or looking towards the engine of the craft that's on fire, but I'm not sure what's your character doing, Rojas? character has booted down. Dun dun.
Is he an operator?
He's a tech priest or tech person.
Yeah. That's my.
Or the Omnisire.
Oh, he's back. Where's your character, Rojas? What's your character doing?
I am currently stripping the panels and separating the fluid from the already dying machine spirit of this engine.
Maybe it may be like high up and far away. Remember, it might not be within reach. I'm not sure how big the ship is. I know it's big enough to carry, what was it, 100 people? I'm not sure if it's got anything else in that as well. So you may want to clarify, but I'm not sure. I'm still getting my head around this situation. I know that we're inside the walls, which I thought were outside the walls to start with. That makes it good. And if there's one obvious breach point, that'll give us an obvious place to look towards, which helps. But we're stuck in the same situation of the only cover being the impact crater. But we have cover. But the thing beside us is on fire. With any kind of luck, the engine that's on fire is on the opposite side of the orcs and Gretchen. That way it can be repaired in cover and not out in the open. Because if it's out in the open, that's going to be really fucking awkward.
Well, the best position for the heavy bolt.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Quick question. In regards to the engine that's on fire, is that on the side that the orcs are on? Or is that on the other side of the craft, like between the orcs and the guard?
So if you're looking at the back of the assault ramp, if you're looking at the back of the shuttle, it is nose down and leaning to its left, where there's no longer an engine or wing. To its right is the engine that is currently on fire and has Rojas sort of bent over it trying to fix it before it blows up and kills everybody. Directly behind you is where there's a large swarm of Gretchen and a couple greenskins, other larger greenskins coming in.
I got you. So
Rojas... I'm gonna look for the high ground to set up the heavy bolter with my teammate. Is that the ramp or is that the edge of the crater?
The ramp offers the highest firing position, but there is no cover from there. You would basically be out in the open. The crater would be probably your next best bet if you were looking for cover, but that would leave you more or less level with the ground.
The ground flat in general? Is it all been flattened and cleared? Or
yeah, there's a few stumps of native trees here and there, but it is relatively flat and open.
Okay.
Then let's head to the side of the crater.
Okay, so Chaplain, you make your way down and set up, I'm guessing, on the side of the crater, like you'd mentioned?
Yeah.
Awesome. So as you set up the heavy bolter, a few rounds start coming in from this swarm of greenskins. They're still too far out to effectively hit anything, but they are just beginning to spray fire in your guys' direction.
Varys kind of
duck and cover.
Yeah, Varys ducks down a little bit, keeping an eye on them. His right hand kind of goes out into the open, like behind him, with his palm stretched upwards. And Aubrey comes up behind him, obsessive as always, carrying both. Was Aubrey a female or a male? I'm pretty sure Aubrey was a male. Yeah, Aubrey comes up with both his sack and Varys's, and puts his sack straight into his hand along with his weapon. Varys then starts popping off surrounds towards the Gretchen just to give some supporting fire. Are they in range? What sort of range are the hostiles?
Chris, what is the range on the last gun?
Oh, ours is 100 meters. With the model we have, if I'm not mistaken. But are they within range?
The M36.
No, they are a bit further out. But you should be able to, if I remember correctly, I have to dig it up at some point. You should be able to shoot beyond 100 meters. There's just a negative.
There's a penalty. Okay. Yeah, it's an M36 last gun.
Right. So your range is 100 meters.
Yeah, can you not shoot out to double your range, but you take a penalty or something like that, if I remember correctly?
I'm pretty sure you can. I'm looking at it right now. crap! I should have known this with this. As much as I love its rule system, it can be very convoluted at sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a -10 ballistic skill test to shoot out past 100 meters, and a -30 to shoot out past 300 meters.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. What range are they at just now?
They're at about 200 meters.
Okay, I will fire a burst then at overcharge, so dealing +1 damage. There's what is it, 3 modes of overcharge or something? This mode is just the lightest mode, so it's just 1 extra ammo per shot. So I believe it's a 3-round burst. Let's see.
Yeah, for a semi-auto burst, it should be 3.
Yeah, let's start with a 3-round burst. So that's 6 rounds. Should I roll to hit or?
Yeah, go ahead and make a ballistic skill test.
I didn't specify aim or anything, so would that just be a half aim? Or no, it'd be no aim. Would it? Yeah, no.
It would be no. I think a semi-auto burst is. Hang on. Sorry about that. I'm apologize for having to keep looking stuff up. There's lots to remember.
We're just getting back into the groove of it, man. It's no worries.
Semi-auto burst is a half action.
So I'll take a half aim if that's allowed.
Yeah, you can totally take a half aim and then a semi-auto burst. So the way this works is you roll a ballistic skill. So you roll ballistic skill. If you hit, that 1 round hits, and then for every degree of success above the target number, you score an additional hit.
Okay, so I was clicking the hit here, and it's got the range as well. So you say it's a long range, so that's a -10 modifier.
Correct.
I was asking rate of fire and attack type now.
Rate of fire is going to be, there should be a semi-auto burst drop down.
Okay, yeah, it's just +0 then for that. Modifier, and it was minus... I've already put the range in, so this is a different modifier. Okay.
Yeah, you're aiming, which is +10.
So many pop-up boxes just to click hit. There we go. Hey, I missed.
So, yeah, dude, this rule set can get kind of convoluted.
I'm sure once we get back into the flow of it, it'll be a lot more streamlined. My character, I wouldn't expect him to hit anyway. He's got 25 ballistic skill. He's not a shooter.
So, as you fire at the oncoming orcs, the last blasts either sail off into the jungle or kick up dirt around their feet. Elric, what's going to be your next move? Elric?
What was that? Sorry.
It's your turn, buddy.
So we just got what, orcs advancing at us?
Yep.
And I'm sorry, I was talking with some people. I had to do some things.
We're apparently not important enough.
Well, no, I have to like take care of my dog and stuff later. I gotta know when I need to take care of my dog, so I can't just let him start, you know.
Yeah,
it's all good now.
Let us know if you're going away or anything, man.
Okay, I guess I'll just roll to attack then.
Guess you're gonna be shooting at the orcs.
Yeah. Wait, can I do a aim action first?
Yeah.
For
so that's so a half aim is +10.
Yeah.
And then since you're at long range, it's a -10. Are you also going to be firing a burst?
Yes.
Okay, so same rules apply. Go ahead and hit your ballistic skill. Let's see if you hit anything.
Oh wait, I didn't realize there was so much stuff for.
There's a lot of pop-ups when you hit the. If you use the hit button in the ranged weapons, there's a lot of pop-up boxes.
Which is what you want to use,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Oh, that's an automated roll.
Yes, it is.
Ah.
It makes life so much easier.
I think I missed horribly, so.
You missed worse than me, Jesus.
Indeed you did. So your las bolts again go sailing off into the jungle and start kicking up trees. Bursts of foliage here and there.
Just a bunch of really zealous guardsmen with really bad aim.
So, by the way, as you guys are engaging this target, the commissars, a few of the remaining commissars that are still alive, are busy directing the survivors of your shuttle to the walls. So there are guardsmen sort of unloading behind you and are taking orders to, go help the defenders. They are currently operating under the impression that your squad has this handled. I just wanted to let you guys know that. So we are on to Rojas. What is going to be your next action, buddy?
How many people are in our squad, by the way? Is it just us and our comrades, or how many NPCs we have with us?
So right now, it is literally just you and your comrades. So that's 6 total, plus Rojas for 7, and a commissar for 8.
Okay, we got a commissar. Shit, this commissar isn't going to let us bail if we have to. That's not good. Like, okay.
Anyway, I'm still trying to defuse the fuel from this engine so that it doesn't explode, so we don't have a bigger problem on our hands.
Correct. Go ahead and just give me an intelligence roll, or just so 1d100, and I will let you know whether it passes or fails. And you're aiming to roll sort of under 34, but there's some modifiers I'm working with on my end.
$56.
Okay. You're still having trouble locating the. Oh wait, hang on. No, I was thinking of something else. You're still having trouble locating the correct fuel line. The flames aren't getting any worse, but it's not getting any better either. I think that's a tech use is a full round action, so you're busy. You're busy trying to take your time in a hurry, as you got to get through these engine parts, but you also don't want to defile the sacred technology. Chaplain?
I think I'm gonna spend my round setting up the heavy bolter.
I'm not sure bracing takes a full round, does it?
I don't have bulging biceps, or what's it called, so it's probably gonna take some time.
Brace heavy weapon is a half action.
Ah, nice.
It's,
Basically, think about like kicking out the bipod and then lining it up. So you can shoot, you just can't take a half aim.
Well, let's try that then. Setting up and firing a burst.
So you go with semi-auto burst?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see here. Blah blah blah.
So no aim.
You have it all. You have it all written out on your character sheet, right?
Yeah. Range still long range, I guess. I'm 150 meters is the range of the heavy bolter.
Right. Oh, it looks like you. Hang on. It looks like you just get a full auto burst. You don't have a single shot option.
No.
press the trigger and the bolter just goes tits, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Shit, it is a half action. Yeah, go ahead and give me a weapons roll.
And that's semi-auto or full auto?
It's a full auto burst.
Yeah. I'm gonna miss so horribly.
None of us are gonna hit.
Like, you actually didn't hit. You didn't miss that bad.
See?
It's still pretty bad because I've got 25 ballistic skill and I've come the closest to hitting them so far. Did our commissar hit them? Did our commissar hit them?
Well, I'm gonna have him go right now.
Okay.
So, The commissar sort of gets, he's still got his 1 foot up on the rim, and he takes a minute to line up. Or what you've noticed is that while you guys were firing, he's been lining up a shot. So we are now going to see if he hits anything.
Let me steal a cigarette from my companion.
So there is a loud crack as he fires off a single shot. Unfortunately, the bolt shell falls short in front of one of the Gretchen and explodes, kicking up dirt and rock, but not really dissuading the little creature. They're still very far out for him to be trying to engage with the sidearm, but that's all he really has at the moment.
Missed. Everyone has missed. Okay.
So the orcs are, they had sort of walked in here, but the minute they started taking fire, they're going to start running towards your position. So all of the Gretchen immediately start sprinting as fast as their little legs can take them towards your guys' position, firing their guns wildly, and believe me, they're not hitting anything. Meanwhile, the orcs behind them have also sort of formed up into their own line, trying to use the Gretchen as meat shields as much as possible.
At what sort of distance are they sitting at just now?
Well, they've moved in. They're at about 150 meters now.
Okay.
Only because I'm not intimately familiar with metric. That and, I don't want this to be like, oh, well, we all died to orcs because they were out of range the whole time. So,
the orcs aren't going to hit us, like not with ranged weapons. Surely, if an orc ranged weapon hits us, that's just bad luck. You may as well.
The Emperor wanted you dead.
Yeah, you may as well get struck by lightning. Like it's not really something that happens from small arms and orcs much.
So we're going to start back at the top with Sergeant Varys.
Hey, so Varys is kind of basically keeping one eye on the commissar just to make sure he's doing what the commissar is doing. But he's scanned over the guys jumping at the back, and he's noticed the fire and everything. So he turns to address the commissar a little bit sheepishly. He just goes, "Sir, I'm not sure if you've noticed, sir, but that engine is on fire. What are the standing orders?"
He looks back over his shoulder momentarily and sees that Rojas is currently working on it, and he says, maintain position, Sergeant. We need to cover the deployment of these troopers.
Roger that, sir. And on that, Varys lines up another shot with a half-aim action and squeezes off another long-range... I'm saying this as I'm doing it, by the way. And semi-auto... Same thing, so I'm using 2 ammunition for the +1 extra damage, and the modifier is +10 because it's half aim, is that correct?
Well, it's +10 for the half aim, -10 for long range.
Yeah, I've chosen the range, so that's
okay.
accounted for,
yeah, it would be +10.
And I still missed.
Man, you guys are shooting like orcs over here.
I'm just supposed to stand there looking pretty. I've already spent 12 rounds of ammunition. I should maybe stop using the + extra damage now because I'm down to shit, what was that? It was another 6.
You have each mag has 60 rounds.
Yeah, I've got 4. I've got 4 extra charge, extra. I'm down to 48 rounds in this clip. As long as the commissar is happy, Varys was hoping that the commissar was going to maybe get someone to go help Rojas' character, Von Kroll. But seeing that wasn't addressed by the commissar, Varys won't push it at all, of course. He is too scared of commissar. And there's not only one, but there's one beside him. And there's how many behind? Like another 4 or something with the other guys, so he's feeling...
Yeah, but they're busy also shepherding the men across to their positions.
Varys doesn't know that. As far as he's concerned, they're all the eyes are on his back, as far as he's concerned. Oh, do you, would my comrade get to shoot as well?
Did you issue an order?
Not yet, no. If I was going to issue an order, it'd probably be a comrade skill, but I haven't done that at all yet, and I don't plan to at the moment until we're a bit more lined up. So at the moment, I would assume they were just firing on with me. Would that be rolled for, or is that just kind of background noise?
Now the way
So
it works
Go ahead.
is that you give your comrade orders. Like if you want them to shoot with you, you order them to shoot, and then you get a +5 to your shooting roll.
Okay,
That's
fair
how
enough.
it
Yeah,
works.
I'll take that into account from here on out.
Yeah,
I still would have missed anyway.
It's called ranged volley.
Okay, yeah. It's called coming back to me now.
Elric, you're up, buddy.
Okay, I'm just gonna take a full turn to aim.
Okay. Rojas, go ahead and give me an intelligence roll.
All right, D100 like usual.
Yeah, and roll low, goddammit.
8.
There you go.
Hey.
So, as you work, you manage to find the correct internal machinery and sequences that you, and manage to cut off the fuel flow to the engine, and also use sort of the already occurring fire suppression systems to bring the flames down to just a smoking machinery at this point. Part of me wanted to see what would happen if you had rolled the 4 degrees of failure, because then it goes off. But I'm not that cruel of a GM. So you still have a half action, if I remember correctly, to do. So what would you like to do now?
All right, so the engine stopped. Return to position and secure the area.
So you're going to go and hang out with the guardsmen?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Ask, as a sergeant, do you have any sort of squad abilities, Rojas? Any sort of traits, or did you spend your XP on anything that gives you any kind of, I don't know. So for example, one of my comrade abilities, I know you don't have a comrade, is to give everyone a +4 damage who's using ranged volley. Do you have any sort of
Actually,
abilities?
he does have a comrade. It's a servitor.
Ah.
I forgot to mention that. So I figured we'll just dig him out of the wreckage after this combat thing.
Yeah, if you get some rolled up or anything, whatever he needs to do with him, the servitor might just show up at some point.
Exactly. So, 1 second. So we had Rojas go, now we're on to Chaplain. Chaplain, would you like to light up some of these greenskins?
Well, I think I'm gonna have to reload again, right?
What? No.
Oh, we using a belt system?
1 second. Dude, your heavy bolter's got like a belt of like...
Oh, because on my sheet it says clip 60, but no. Okay.
Hang on. Yeah, heavy bolter, clip 60. You fired 6 shots last round.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought I
So so you can do that 10 times before having to reload.
Oh, nice. And you said they were at 150 meters, right?
Yeah, so you're within your regular range now, so there's no penalties for shooting.
So if I order my companion to stabilize, that gives me a +10 modifier to ballistic skill test.
Okay. And then are you also going to aim?
Yeah, half aim, or
Yeah, half aim.
Yeah.
So it's a total of +20. And go ahead and roll.
standard range 0. Rate of fire is full auto. Modifier. That's +10 then for.
Well, did you also add the +10 for the aim?
Yeah, that's a pop-up, but then there's at the last one there's a modifier, generic modifier. There I put +10
Gotcha.
for the stabilizing.
Okay, unfortunately, it looks like you you did not do well.
Man, we suck. We can't shoot. We're a melee guild. We'll sort them in melee, don't worry. I'm not kidding either, because our rolls are terrible, but we're playing one random game of Deathwatch, and Chaplain against a Gene Stealer as a heavy with a combat knife. Like, rolled about 8 crits in a row, because you roll a 10, you got to roll again. And he just kept rolling 10s, so he rolled about 8 10s in a row and just shanked this fucking full health Gene Stealer to death in one hit.
With my combat knife, yeah.
All right, so the commissar tries to line up another shot here, and we will see what happens. Oh, okay, awesome. So he kind of scowls after his previous shot and your guys' performance, and lines up another shot with his bolt pistol and snaps off a round, which catches one of the Gretchen right in the torso and blows the poor little creature into very small greenskin parts.
Hey,
and he looks at you go, and he looks at you guys and goes, "You see that, man? That's how it's done."
You heard the sergeant. Oh no, I've got to call my sergeant. Fuck it. You heard the commissar, Jen.
So we're gonna go back to the top with. Actually, no, we still have greenskins, so they're gonna begin engaging it this round.
They're still a ways out, aren't they?
They are about 150 meters, but doesn't mean they aren't gonna try.
I think our shots are bad enough that a bit of organization might be needed.
Where the hell? Hang on, one moment. Shit, I just had it. Where the hell is it? Ah, there we go. Okay. All right, Chaplain, what is your toughness bonus?
Toughness bonus must be 3 because I've got 39.
Okay, and what is the arm? Let me see here. Chap, do you remember the name of your character?
My character?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Krieger.
There we go. Weird. Okay. Let me see. You take. You take 8 total damage to your right leg. But I think with your toughness and armor, that gets brought down to 2 points of damage, so 2 wounds. As a stray bullet from one of the orc shooters manages to find a target as it sails through the air.
Okay.
All right, and we're going to go back to the top with Sergeant.
Right again.
Correct, right leg.
So these are shooters. Okay, I didn't hear the shooter part. Okay.
Well, they were just greenskins. The orcs, the big orcs, have chudas, and the grots have their little grot blasters and stuff.
Okay. The sergeant is going to use a comrade ability. I'm just bringing. It's the one the only one I have really. But where is? One memento. Ah, yes. It's got them. It's a free action. I should have been using it up to this point, but So as part of the order, the sergeant must take a challenging +0 command test. If it succeeds, all comrades in the communications range become inspired by the sergeant's fervour, charging into battle with a renewed zeal for the next round. When performing the ranged volley or close quarters order, the comrades grant their controlling player character an additional +4 damage to the affected melee or ranged attack. So that wouldn't be this round, it says for the next round, so that would be next round it actually takes effect, is that correct, or does that happen this round?
It would happen until it came back to your turn.
Okay. Because I've got to be using the ranged volley, because I've got to give an order to my comrade to use the ranged volley. How do I use that with my character? Because my character can get benefits from it, can't he? But I've got to be using
so you issue the order to your comrade, ranged volley, which gives you +5 to your to hit test.
And then do the free action. Okay, yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I will turn to my Aubrey, my very obsessive comrade, who's now hopefully by this point lining up beside me after getting himself organized. He's very obsessive, you see. I'm going to give him the order and over the microbead for everyone to line up and basically line up for the next attack.
Okay, so you're issuing the both the command and the comrade.
Yeah, the ranged volley and the comrade advance.
Okay. You're gonna shoot because I think you can't aim now. You just can shoot.
Does the ranged volley take up a half action?
I believe it does. Yeah.
It's a half action on your comrade, I think. So you still have two, because your comrade has actions as well as you.
Okay, so you should be able to take an aim and fire.
I'll take a half aim and I'll do the same thing. One extra charge, so +2 ammo per shot, and I'll use a burst. So it's half aim. There's still a 150. Did you say?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so 150. So still long range for me. Rate of fire, semi-auto. And the modifier.
You get +10 for the aim, and you get +5 for the ranged volley. Jesus.
Are my rolls not working correct? Seriously. No, I
No,
rolled a 60.
you rolled a 90.
I rolled a 90, I rolled a 60, and the one before that I rolled a 41. Yeah. How did I not get with the 41 before it?
So your enthusiastic shots again go wide. Elric, you're up, man, and you just spent the whole last round aiming, right?
So I'm gonna give my comrade the order to volley fire, and then I'm gonna shoot.
Cool. So it's an additional +5 to hit, and then because of the lieutenant or the sergeant, you get +4 damage.
And I'm also just gonna fire one shot. I'm not gonna semi-auto.
Okay. Don't forget to add the bonus for having taken a full round aim. Shit, you should have used the burst.
Oh well.
Alright, roll damage. It should be, let me see here. 1d10 +7 now.
Oh, okay, so I got 14 damage. So I rolled 10, and that's with the +3, and so you add 4 of that. So. And I was shooting at the orcs.
At the boys and not at the grats?
Yeah.
You said 14 total?
Yeah, 14.
So, as you sight in on one of the orcs in the back, there's about 4 of them. Your shot takes one directly in the chest, blows its armor off, and leaves a smoking crater in its chest. However, the orc manages to stay on his feet and keep running. Although now he looks very pissed.
How many orcs are there?
There are 4 shooter boys, and there are now 9 Gretchen.
I like how we've got, like, what is it? 93 Imperial Guard, like, right behind us, moving towards the walls. We're just sitting here missing all our shots, like, guys, we're missing.
Hey, I've hit, so...
You hit 1 bullet, or 1 shot.
It's better than you've done.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad by any means. It's 100% better than what I've done. But
you've also not asked anybody for additional support.
I was initially going to.
Saying.
I was initially going to, but the commissar kind of didn't, and he's scared of commissars, man. Who's not scared of commissars? That's a good point.
So we are on to Rojas. Rojas, you there?
Damn it, Rojas.
Alright, we're skipping him. We're moving on to Chaplain. Go ahead.
Another burst then.
Are you targeting the Grots, or are you targeting the boys in the back?
The Gretchen.
Okay, go ahead. They are, you're not taking any penalty for range.
How does the first digit always end up as 0?
I'm thinking there's probably something wrong with the way you have your skills set up. Just give me just a second.
Because I rolled 35, right? Which is under my ballistic skill.
Alright, let me try something here.
Okay.
See, it worked right for me. What did you do?
What button are you clicking?
Hit on my heavy bolter.
So I did hit. I went for no aim, submit, standard range, submit, rate of fire, full auto, submit, modifier 0. And yeah, it's working for me. I don't know what you're doing, buddy.
But yeah, it looks like it's just not linking up.
There you go.
Oh yeah, it definitely came with that in. Same with the last roll you done as well. It also had a... See, you had
0.
one that's 17, and then the one where you 0.7 additional degrees of success, you passed that. You had a number for that, whereas the one after that, with minus 3.1, you had a 0.
Yeah, and the minus 3.5 as well.
And then this one,
That's-
1.1. That's weird.
Yeah, that is a bit weird. I mean, it's possible with enough negatives to not be able to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe it's that last modifier.
It should be set to 0, not or whatever, like plus whatever or minus whatever. Don't leave it blank.
That's probably... Because I set it to plus 10 for the stabilize in the first roll, I think.
Okay, well, you hit it with an additional degree of success. So, let's see what you rolled here. 72. All right, so as you sweep your heavy bolter across this horde of Gretchen, 2 of them take shots into the lower torso and more or less fly apart as the heavy caliber explosive shells detonate. So you just got a twofer. Congrats. So there are 7 Gretchen left and 4 Orc boys.
Making ground.
Rojas, are you back? I
Dead.
guess not. Oh, is he?
Dead in the water.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to the orcs, who are going to continue to run, firing wildly. So they are sprinting across this field.
Oh, once they get into, as long as they keep coming closer, we'll start getting hits, maybe.
Okay, Dianor, I don't know why, but these dice fucking hate you. First, I need you to take... Uh, 7 points of impact damage to your... Let's see here. Actually, directly to your torso. But with your flak vest, you should have more armor than just 3.
I don't think I've set that up.
Okay.
Your body armor should be a natural 3 with a +3, so you should have 6 body armor.
Okay.
Head should be
just
5.
Yeah, I just have the naturals in there, the trees.
Okay.
Yeah,
a
so-
slugger,
Sorry, my bad.
shooting around catches you right in the chest, but your flak vest manages to stop the round. So your ribs feel incredibly beat up, but you're okay. And ooh, shit. One of the little shits got lucky and landed a shot on your chest as well for a total of 10 points of damage.
They're all hitting her heavy.
But outside of that, we're back to the sergeant.
Alright. Oh, what would does the commissar go?
Ah, yes, thank you for reminding me.
We know you need all the guns we got. Rojas, you back yet?
That was 10 points of damage minus the 6 from the armor is 4, right?
Correct, so you take 4 wounds.
We're gonna go down soon. Like,
7 left out of 13.
Ice is gonna have to go try and get over to you or something. But yeah, just for heads up for your armor. Arms and legs, you got nothing, so just your base 3. For body, you get an extra 3. For head, you get an extra 2. So you should be 3 everywhere apart from head and body, which should be head 5, body 6.
Because you're light infantry.
Wood.
So, yeah, we're back to Varys. Go ahead.
Or looks towards the commissar a little. That's not to push her anything at all, but we might be close to taking some needless casualties here. He lines up another shot as he's speaking, does the free action in his microbead towards his companion. Perhaps light infantry isn't the best job for taking out these orcs very quickly. And he fires off a...
Okay, are you not using the comrade command?
I was, yeah.
Okay, so that goes out to everyone.
It is, yeah, we've got a microbead. So it's everyone in range, but since we've got a microbead, it's everyone in squad, pretty much. And sorry, I should specify as well. He is putting out a volley with his comrade still.
Okay, so go ahead and roll, bro.
And are they within 100 yet?
Yeah, they are. They have run within 100, so you're no longer taking long range penalties.
I'm still doing the same as before, by the way. It's extra 1 and the burst, so that'll give me a modifier of plus 15, is it?
Should be.
I hit! Fucking hit! And with that, with
So,
this, with
two of your shots go wide, but one of them finds its target. What were you aiming at?
orcs.
Okay, I'm assuming you're going to go for the injured one that Elric hit.
Yes, I'm. Well, actually, what would the? Yeah, no, it would be that because the comments hurt Gretchen, and it was the Elric that hit the orc. Yeah, it would be the same one.
All right, go ahead and roll. Damage, I mean. And remember, you get the additional +4.
You know, ignore that. That was my common craftsmanship last pistol I just rolled my butt. That was without the +4. I just rolled damage. It didn't give me a transfer modifier, so +4.
All right,
on
so you hammer into this orc in the back, and you see the back part of him explode outwards as you can see daylight through the other side, and he just sort of collapses to the ground as their sort of greenish black blood starts to pool out around him. The other orcs just kind of leave him and continue their charge forward.
Not letting it show, but feeling a tiny bit smug. Yeah. By your lead, Commissar.
Elric, you're up.
Ah, okay. How far am I? Who is it that's been taking all the damage? Ross?
Yeah, no, Chaplain.
Okay. Is he like near me then?
Yeah, he's. I mean, you don't have to like run to him. He's just set up the heavy bolter.
Okay, I'm gonna like go over to him then and see if I can like help heal him a bit.
Go and do first aid or whatever it is. Medicaid test.
Is that just like a normal Medicaid test?
I'm checking right now.
So I got the second level of Medicaid, and then I also have the Master Chirurgeon or whatever.
Okay, so we're looking at first aid. So I need you to make a challenging Medicaid test, so +0.
And then I get the +10 from the Master thing.
Correct. Do you have a med kit?
I do as well, but
I'm pretty sure that gives you a bonus, but you need to track that on your own.
yeah, it gives me +22 medic. But I thought that was one-time use, so I was.
No,
Of course.
that is not one-time use. You can go ahead and use that.
So I get a +30 then.
I want to catch
There
this.
you go.
I want to catch this before we go any further, because I've just realised for that free action comrade ability, I was supposed to make a challenging +0 command test to see if it succeeds.
Well, we will keep that in mind from now on.
Yeah, I didn't want to go any further without mentioning it, because I just noticed it just now.
So, Elric, while you're able to get some bandages on the guy, you're not actually able to improve Chaplin's current state much. Which is unfortunate. So we are going to move on to Rojas. Are you back?
I am still here.
Where'd you go, buddy? We were looking for you last turn.
Were you?
Yeah.
We all called your name a few times.
We skipped
Oh.
your turn because you didn't respond.
Oh, I guess I didn't really pick up on that. That's okay. That's my bad. Okay, so as far as I still recollection, we're still finding those orcs, right?
Correct, except they are now down 3 Gretchen and an orc boy. So there are 3 orc boys left and 7 grots.
Can I throw a grenade into the grots?
They're at 100 meters.
Shoot, no, not 30. All right. I'll take a shot at one of the grots.
Okay. Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, sure. Hopefully, I mean, yeah. Just give me the dice rolls numbers.
So we're gonna do a half aim, standard range, Are you doing a semi-auto burst or or just a single shot?
Single shot.
Well, shit. Yeah, that was your attack roll. I just did it off of your character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 2.8 additional degrees of success, which means you fuck up a grot. Go ahead and roll damage. I think it's 1d10 plus. Is it 7 now because Varys's order?
It will be. I'll roll my command roll just now to see if it actually got off or not, because that's
Don't worry about it. I'm sure we've already applied it.
because it gives it +4 for damage.
So go ahead and roll me a 1d10 plus 7.
8.
I think that's enough, actually. Let me see here. That is actually just enough to obliterate a grot. So you land a shot. Again, center mass, torso, and it just leaves a smoking hole as this thing flops over mid-stride and lays still. So you've killed the grot. Congratulations.
For the Omniscient.
Yeah, there you go. Chaplain, you're up, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's get some crazy-ass rolls with this heavy bolter. I want to see you, like, mow down a whole bunch of grots.
Alright, I'm just gonna be right back. I'm gonna get some water.
Okay.
So half aim. Are we point blank? Is no.
No, you're just at standard range.
Okay. Standard range
Point blank for you will be next round.
and short range.
That's what I meant. Short range will be next round.
Ah, okay. So full auto. And my companion can still help stabilize, or is that a one-time thing? That
Is that under the gunner class?
yeah, under heavy gunner, the companion, he has the stabilize, and it's an order, so it's not a passive; it's an active thing.
Half action or a free action or
It's gonna take his whole action, I think.
okay.
No, you can.
Or that I
Yeah,
have to order it.
Right, but it's you can issue it to your guy every round if you want
Okay,
to.
yeah. So then I have to put in the last as a modifier plus or minus 10, or
Plus 10.
what does that have to go? Plus 10. With the plus, or just 10?
With the plus.
Okay.
Did it do it again? It did it again.
It did it again.
That's fucking weird.
Let's try it with... What should that be?
Try just doing it again, because maybe just try doing exactly what you've done again and see if it sorts itself out.
So a half aim is plus 10, right?
Half aim, standard range, rate of
Standard range
attack.
is plus 0. Rate of attack is
Correct.
minus 10, so that's 0 again.
Modifiers plus 10. Oh, did it for me too. That's fucking weird.
Ah.
There you go.
I don't have to put in the plus, I think. I just have
Oh, okay.
and just put 10 in without the plus, and then
Maybe that's it. Oh.
Hmm.
Anyway, so you hit another 2 targets. Are you still shooting grots?
yeah, mow them down.
All right, so
D10
another 2
plus-
grots. Yeah, go ahead and remember you get the additional plus 4.
So that's 1d10 plus 12.
Correct.
So that's I don't have to roll, I think, or do I?
Go ahead and roll twice. Yeah, you that pen is ridiculous on the freaking
So-
bolter, dude.
That's without the modifier, because I don't know where I can put in that modifier from.
It's all good. They explode
Yeah.
into very small pieces. So you've killed another 2 grots.
Hey, what?
We're gonna move on to the commissar now. who, surprisingly, lines up another shot and catches one of the orc boys right between his eyes because he rolled a 1, and I wasn't expecting that.
Nice.
D10 plus 5. Pen 4. Jesus Christ. Jesus. All right. Well, that orc's head explodes and leaves a smoking stump where his head used to be. So that is an additional kill for the commissar.
Commissar's getting some damn good shots from with a pistol at range, man.
Hey man, he's a commissar. Anyone can roll a 1.
Yeah.
All right, we got 3 orc boys left, I think. No, 2. 2 orc boys left.
And how many Gretchens?
5.
5. Okay.
Okay. The Fuelisata shots that are coming in just ping off the dropship and kick up dirt around you guys. At this point, the dropship has more or less emptied of everyone capable of walking, and they have moved to the walls to assist the other guardsmen. We're gonna go start back at the top, Sergeant Varys.
Hey, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break.
Yeah, we can do that. I'm gonna go ahead and kill the background noise because it's starting to get on my nerves.
Yeah, the constant gunfire.
Really, just sounds like another day at work to me.
So, if everyone's kind of pulled away, does the commissar beside us seem like he's going to be moving at all, or is he still just surefire standing and firing away?
Well, he just shot, and that was his whole turn. So, he's not aware of the status yet. At least from what you can tell. He seems pretty intent on shooting orcs.
That was my roll. I did not get off my companion ability this time.
Okay.
So there's no +4. But still, even though he's not going to be doing that, I'm still going to get him to do the volley with me all the same. So,
Okay, so it's just a +5.
keep on firing away, Aubrey. And of course, I'm going to take the half aim and burst. Basically, what I've been doing so far. The same double ammo half aim line. Not short range yet. It's still standard range. Is that correct? Oh yes, it's a new turn. So are they? What range are they at just now?
You're going to be at 50 meters, so you are within short range.
Oh, very nice. Semi-auto. And the modifier of 50. Bosh.
All right, so all 3 of your rounds hit. Who are you shooting at?
Orcs.
So there's 2 boys. So do you want to do 2 to one and 1 to another?
Are they still on full health, or?
Yeah, no one else has hit them. The other 2 have, one took 2 las bolts to the chest and died, and the other took a bolt pistol shot to the eye socket and died.
I'll put them all into the same one, all in one.
All right, go ahead and roll damage. Again.
This is the charged round, I should say. So I'm still using the double ammo, so it's just 1 extra damage for 1 extra ammo. I could have used the charged above that and got the penetration, but I haven't been using that, so I didn't specify. So I'm going to stick with exactly what I've been doing, which is the +1 in damage, and I don't get the +4 from my comrade ability.
Correct, but I still need 2 more damage rolls.
Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah, so as you stitch one orc up from the leg, torso, and left arm, right leg to left arm, you can see this guy just go down in a heap as those las bolts just carve big craters of orc flesh out of him.
And that'll leave us down to 1 orc and how many Gretchen?
5. So Elric, it is now your turn.
Okay. Is first aid a full action or a half action?
Let me check. I believe it's a full action.
Okay. How many wounds has Chaplain taken?
Well, you can only treat him with first aid once every 24 hours.
Okay. Then I'm just going to order my guy to fire with me, do a half aim, and then fire.
Okay. So go ahead and shoot.
Is it in close range yet, or is it still just standard range?
You're in close range.
Using a burst or anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a semi-auto burst. That was a pretty big failure.
Love that we can just double our damage by doing the extra charge mode.
Yeah, unfortunately, he missed.
I just spread my shots, but I wanted to make sure that orc went down because I would have done 24.
So Elric, unfortunately, you miss. Rojas, are you back?
I am here.
Awesome, you're up, buddy.
All right, still firing at those grots.
All right, go ahead.
Roll for damage, correct?
Did you roll hit?
No.
Yeah, you gotta hit him first.
I think you did that last time.
You should be able to do it if you just click on the hit button by your ranged weapon. Or have you not put your stat? Oh yeah, you haven't put your stats in for it yet, have you?
Which one is semi-auto? Full aim, correct?
What?
Yeah, it's just taking a full shot here.
Single shot or three round burst?
Single shot.
Okay, then yeah, it should be a single shot.
Or
standard. It says standard.
I only got aim here on my fucking.
That's the first box. So that means if you're doing if you're aiming, you do a half aim, which takes half of a turn, and then you can shoot on top of that, or you can just shoot. So if you're aiming and then shooting, which is a half action, that would be half aim, and then the next box will have.
And there shouldn't be any modifier as far as I know. Or no, wait, there is a, what is it, 7% modifier, or is that just on damage?
7% modifier?
Or 7 modifier, I should say, sorry. Or was that just for damage?
It's a +4 on damage.
Oh no,
okay.
no, I didn't get that command roll off. The damage for the M36 last gun is 1d10 +3.
Okay, looks like I got that.
If you were firing a burst, you'd have hit 2 rounds there.
Single shot.
Yeah. Here, just a heads up, the M36 lasgun, you got 60 like shots in the clip. You've also got 4 extra pack, so you've got 5 packs of 60 in total.
Always got to be mindful of ammo. And sorry, it was +4 on the damage?
No, I didn't get that roll off.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
The damage just be standard 1d10 +3 because I didn't get the +4 damage roll off.
If you click the damage button, there's no way to put in
13.
that modifier. Anyway.
We'll just have to do it by hand. I forget, were you shooting at a grot, or were you shooting at an orc boy?
Yeah, I was shooting at a grot.
Okay, yeah, that grot explodes pretty unceremoniously. At this point, the grots turn to flee, and the orc is going with them. The last standing orc boy is peacing out.
I stand corrected, Commissar.
Does anybody want to shoot the fleeing orcs?
Yep.
Because it technically would be Chaplin's turn.
Yay, let's do it.
All right, man. Go ahead.
Ah. No, I missed.
Well then, as the orcs continue fleeing, the commissar orders you guys to pack up and move to the spaceport. You can already see and hear around you that the battle has died down due to the addition of your regiment's reinforcements, and emergency teams are already headed out to see what they can do for the wounded.
So, turning to the commissar, Varus looks up to him and looks back over everyone else. So, commissar, what is the standing order?
Well, Sergeant, we're going to report to the base commander and find out exactly what the hell is going on. And after that, I might have Miam looked at.
Sounds like a straight enough forward protocol.
So, over the next couple of hours, I'm just going to do sort of a montage here to wrap up this session. Over the next couple of hours, they pull who they can save from the wreckage. You guys end up losing about 10 or 11 guardsmen to the crash. You are introduced to the defending regiment, the regiment that was occupying this supply depot before you arrived. They are the Brontian Long Knives. They wear flak vests but no shirts, and are covered in what seem to be combat scars of a sort of a ritualized nature. With them are about 20 members of the local Skyrim PDF, who wear armor devised from the thick hides of the local wildlife and fauna that live in these jungles, and are armed with auto guns, believe it or not. So they're still firing lead. And the supply depot as a whole has held together pretty well. However, there are going to be some, rebuild and construction crews. They're going to be required to repair the fortifications, and especially the giant hole that your shuttle knocked into the southern wall. All in all, morale seems pretty high, actually. Despite the Brontian Long Knives looking like they've been here forever, most of them are walking wounded. They're bandaged in some way. They are happy to see you guys and believe that now that you're here, they can actually do something about the orcs that have been terrorizing them for so long. We're going to leave it here, and we'll do introductions to sort of the base and the important NPCs next time.
Okay. And we didn't die.
No, your heavy got shot up a bit, but he's all right. Yeah, orcs in an open field against an entrenched position probably aren't going to do that well.
As they got into 100 meters, or sorry, as they got into short range, they were just screwed. I'm surprised those orcs got so many hits on the heavy though.
Yeah, the dice did not. So what happens is I'd roll for hits, and then I'd roll a 1d4 for who got hit, and it just kept coming up 3, which is what I had given Chaplain. So he just kept getting hit. Anyway, I gotta jump off and get ready for my thing later this afternoon. But so, well, next weekend or the weekend after? You guys still trying to do Cyberpunk?
We might actually be able to do one next weekend. I'm not sure. Our Cyberpunk guy's run into some shiznits, so I'll hit him up and see if he's going to be about next week. But if he's not, which I think there's a decent chance he won't be, if you're game, we could do the next 3 weeks of On the War.
Yeah, I'd be on board for that. You just gotta let me know.
Yeah, I will
double check my schedule. I think the 27th. Yeah, a week from today, I'm actually gonna be unavailable because I don't check my calendar before talking.
Okay,
I'm
so
headed up to San Francisco to see some people. But
so
yeah,
as,
so
as
not next
then.
weekend, but the weekend after.
So as standard, yeah, we'll sort of go bi-weekly just now, and then when it comes to next time we have a session, we'll see what's going on, and we'll go from there.
Watch out for the shit on the streets.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware. I work in tech, and people are like, well, why don't you apply to San Francisco? I'm like, because they couldn't pay me enough to live there. That place is a literal shithole. Anyway, I'm going to jump off voice chat. I'll talk about it later.
Alright, man. Well, it's a pleasure as always. I shall talk to you at some point soonish.
Later, y'all.
Later.
Later.
So, Rojas fell asleep.
Yep, it happens.
In the afternoon?